All right, welcome back to the channel and Sports Guy Talk with
Um, no one.
no one apparently. It's just an extra voice talking with me. Right now, we're going to be reviewing all of our picks from the first round of the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm certainly trying. Starting on the west side, we'll go from the bottom and work our way to the top. The Edmonton Oilers took on the Los Angeles Kings in the first round in a matchup that I predicted that the Oilers would win, and you chose the Oilers as well. So we were both 1 for 1 as they finished the series in 6 games, winning it 4 games to 2. The Vegas Golden Knights took on the Winnipeg Jets in the first round, and I predicted that Vegas would win. You chose the Winnipeg Jets, and unfortunately, they fell short in what was the only series that finished in 5 games, as the Golden Knights finished them off in 4 games to 1. So 2-0, 1-1. Well, let's keep going. Dallas Stars took on the Minnesota Wild in the first round of the playoffs, and I predicted the Stars would win. You chose Minnesota Wild. They made it close. They made it a good series. Unfortunately, they fell 4 games to 2, as the Dallas Stars are now moving on to the West semifinals. And the biggest upset in the West most likely happened with the Colorado Avalanche, who took on the second-year team in the Seattle Kraken, and they unfortunately fell 4 games to 3. Again, I don't think a lot of people saw this happening. Honestly, when I predicted that Colorado would win the series, I thought it was going to be a short series, like a 5 or 6 game series. But Seattle took them to the distance, and they never once trailed in this series. They were always up 1-1, 2-1, 3-2, and obviously they won the pivotal 7th game. So that was the one game that I got wrong on the Western side, and unfortunately, for an Avs fan, you're not going to be having a repeat of your Stanley Cup championship. There we go. We're both Habs fans.
What?
So we're both Habs fans, but they didn't make the playoffs. That's for another video. So going on to the east side, again, we'll start from the bottom and work our way to the top. So I had the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning, a series that I believe we both predicted the Leafs would win, and they finally got off that 19-year schneid and advanced to the second round of the playoffs for the first time since 2004.
If I'm wrong, guys, just correct me, please, because I don't know what I chose.
The Boston Bruins took on the Florida Panthers in a series I think 99.9% of the world would have predicted that the Boston Bruins would have gotten. They had the best regular season ever in the entire NHL. They won the President's Trophy. But once again, whatever happens in the regular season doesn't matter unless you get into the big dance, which is the playoffs. And they got bounced in the first round by the Florida Panthers 4 games to 3. So that was one prediction I know I got wrong on the east side, and I believe you chose the Bruins as well, right?
Yep.
There we go. And the New Jersey Devils took on the New York Rangers in a series. After the first 2 games, I thought the Rangers are just going to mop the floor with the Devils and they'll be advancing, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be. The Devils, who I did predict, and you predicted who? The Rangers?
The Rangers.
Okay, so unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be, as the Rangers fell 4 games to 3, and the Devils are now advancing to the Eastern semifinals.
Can you talk?
I'm certainly trying to. Will you allow me?
No.
Okay, and the last game has the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the New York Islanders. I predicted the Hurricanes would win, and who did you predict? Carolina. Well, there you go. So, Hurricanes are advancing to the East semifinals for the, I believe, third straight season. So, in a full review, I predicted Colorado. I was wrong. I predicted Dallas, Vegas, and Edmonton. So I was 3-1 on the west side. And on the east side, I predicted Carolina, New Jersey, Boston, and Toronto. So I was 3 out of 4 on the east side. I apologize. So all around, I had 6 right and 2 wrong. You predicted Colorado.
Yep.
You predicted Minnesota. You predicted Winnipeg, and you predicted Edmonton.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we went 1 for 3 on the west side. But again, the complete opposite could have happened. All the other teams that you wanted to win could have won, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. And on the east side, you said you predicted Carolina, New York, Boston, and Toronto. So therefore, you got 2 out of the 4 right. So altogether, you have 3 out of 8.
What?
Correct, unfortunately.
How many did you have?
I got 6 because I predicted all the home teams would win. And Colorado and Boston were the only 2 teams that didn't win that were the home teams. And you predicted Minnesota, Winnipeg on the west, and Colorado. And you predicted Boston and the Rangers on the east side. So maybe you won 4. No, 1, 2. No, you only got 3. Yeah, you got Boston. So you got Toronto, Carolina, and Edmonton. So you went 3 for 8. maybe in the next round you'll have better luck. Anyways,
yeah, I got noticed by Sportsnet
that's fantastic.
3 times.
That's amazing. Alrighty, thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, take care.
Wait, you've gone live.